Hello nation, welcome to the 100th episode of Covey Pro TV right here on WJL Family Channel 68. And tonight nation, I'm extremely excited because this is not only our 100th episode, but we're also honoring the Covey Pro Hall of Fame class of 2013. So let's take a look at the first inductee, shall we?
I first met Dave nearly 30 years ago, and when I started working at the jail together here in Morgan County, and just we really became a lot closer, actually, just in the last few years when Dave hooked up with Covey Pro. He called, wanted to get involved. He was working at Maria's Garden, and wanted to help us out with fixing up some of our superstars to stay at the place down there. And he's like, I think I can get you guys a good deal. And I introduced him to Cody, and that's just kind of how we got started. And Dave started coming to the shows. He instantly fell in love with it, and just more or less joined in. And you guys that know him, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, he didn't know a stranger. And he truly did love Covey Pro. And I heard Ian say Dave didn't want to be a star, he just wanted to be a part of it. And that's true. I mean, he did things behind the scenes that people didn't know about, and he didn't half the time even want us giving him credit for it. A lot of you guys probably remember when the pizzas would show up in the locker room. That was Dave. Oh, don't tell him anything. Just tell him they sent it from Fox's, and that's just the way it was. And just dig into his pocket, dish out for whatever he could, and never ask for anything in return. That was just Dave being a friend.
Dave Duncan came into Covey Pro in 2010, and I came in 2011. And he was the first guy that when I came down in the gym on that cold winter's night, he was there. And he said, "Who are you?" I said, "Hey, I'm Big John Green." And he said, "Oh my gosh," he goes, "You're starting your training tonight, aren't you?" I was like, "Yes, I am." Dave Duncan is an integral part, he was an integral part of my life. He became my friend very fast. He was very humble. Just a great guy to be around all the time. I was so proud of him, so proud to have known him. And to see this happen for him tonight, being posthumously inducted into the Covey Pro Hall of Fame, I almost came to tears. This was a very, very big night for me.
G-Raver and Crazy Shay going where they're most comfortable. Double swanton into the cover. 1, 2, 3.
It was one of the best nights I could ask for. I was in the ring with one of my best friends, paying honor to one of the greatest men that I think has ever graced my life. That's Daddy Dave Duncan. And yes, we did put the daddy in there because he was like a dad to all of us, man. That tournament, it showed how much that he meant to us. And it meant a lot to us that we could capture it and that me and G could be the first to take it. That meant more than anything. I can't lie, there wasn't a dry eye in the place, man. There was tears to be shed, but they were happy tears. Dave's where he belongs and where he's most happy, up there watching over us. That kind of was his role even when he was alive, to watch over us. It's how he took it on himself. So it's no mystery or no real mystery that why he's here, because it's what he did. I mean, he deserves to be here. It was great to be able to honor him.
Integrity, intelligence. I mean, the guy had it all. He's a really good guy, and I don't want to get choked up on camera on such a great night. It's amazing to be able to be a part of it. For a second year in the row, it's awesome. The Covey Pro invited me back. I thought I was going to be one of the old dogs to get thrown away, but I guess he likes to, as he said, he gets the ace in the hole, I guess. But it's been real great, and I miss him. I do, and but hopefully he's with me tonight when I'm pretty much partying it up, to keep me out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? But when I actually heard he passed away, it was real sad. I was really down for a couple of days. I'm still down, but you know, the impact he left and the attitude he left on it. I mean, you can't ask for a better life. You can't live a better life than that. You know what I'm saying? Do the right thing.
When you had Dave as your friend, you had a friend. Through thick, through thin, would go out of his way for people. He never met a stranger. Just did so much behind the scenes that people just have no idea the amount of things and the amount of stress that Dave took off me while he was here, just doing the simple everyday tasks that need to be done that nobody even gives a second thought. And I miss him so much. I think about him every day. I only got to spend 2 years with him, but it was the last 2 years of his life, and I'm just a little bit of a better person, I think, for knowing Dave. And that's just it. I think anybody can attest. If you knew Dave Duncan, he made you a better person in life. I can honestly say, you know, Dave might be the only person I can actually say that about that I've ever met in my life anyway. That just knowing him and being around him actually made you a better person and want to be a better person. And those immortal words. And I didn't prepare a speech tonight. I'm shooting from the heart here, folks. You know, he was always quoted as saying his favorite phrase was, "Because it's the right thing to do, and you got to do the right thing." And those were words that he lived by. And doggone it, I tried to. They're big shoes to fill, and I know there's just no way possible I will fill them. But I do try to do the right thing. I always think of that in the back of my head, you know, kind of what would Dave do, and got to do the right thing here. And it's definitely made me a better person, a better husband, a better father, just an all-around better person, and it's all because of meeting and knowing Dave Duncan. And I love him to death, and sure would miss him. And the only thing I could even compare it to would be just losing a close family member or losing a comrade. You know, back when I was in the Army in combat. That's how close Dave and I were, and love him to death. I'll always love him, and you can mark my words. There is no man, probably before or after, that deserves this honor of going into the Covey Pro Hall of Fame more than Dave Duncan. I am proud to accept this plaque on his behalf. He's not here, but I know he's in this room right now in spirit. He's looking down on us. Love you, brother. Miss you. And looking forward to that Covey Pro Battle Royal one day. I know he's preparing for us all when we come home and meet Jesus Christ in a place called heaven where the streets are made of gold. Love you, and thank you all very much. This plaque is going to go on my wall at the Sportatorium, which is where Dave's spirit lives on. That was his building. This is his company. We love him to death. Thank you all so much for coming out.
Well, Nation, it's time for our first commercial break of the night, but do not go anywhere because this show is just getting started.
Fantastic. Go ahead and let's make that up. Fox's Pizza, 304-258-8000. They do deliver. 304-258-8000. Oh my goodness. Let's open that up. Stay here and open that up with me. Oh, that's definitely a pizza from Big John Green. Fox's Pizza is a proud sponsor of Covey Pro Wrestling and a major ticket outlet.
Hello again. You're watching the 100th episode of Covey Pro TV right here on WJL Family. And Nation, right now I do not want to talk to you guys as the host of the show. I want to talk to you as a wrestling fan. And I want to tell you a little story. It was a little bit over a year ago that I was at home. It was 11 p.m. I was switching through the channels and I found out Covey Pro Wrestling. I fell in love with this company. I fell in love with everything about Covey Pro. And the one thing that came right to my head, and the one thing that I love the most, and the one that got me involved into this, was this promo. Enjoy.
I'm not the man you want of me, and I'm not the same I used to be. I think for myself, and now I don't need you in my ear. I'd love to hit you in the face, but I'd love to know you've gone away. But I don't wanna see you again, but I hope you can understand me. Get out of my face, get out of my sight, get out of my head, and give me back my peace of mind. I don't understand why you think you can do the things you can't. So get out of my face, get out of my sight, get out of my head, and give me back my peace of mind. My peace of mind.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys, watching that video again reminded me why I love professional wrestling so much, because this company has something that others don't. I'm talking about heart. And now, let's keep on going with the show, because it's time to meet the second inductee into the Covey Pro Hall of Fame class of 2013. I'm talking about senior referee Pat Lawson.
I met Pat at an All or Nothing show in Pawpaw the night Kevin Nash was one of our headliners. And I was excited, but I was also very nervous. I was going to be the referee for the over-the-top battle royal. And I showed up early. I showed up with Cody, and Cody said, well, when Pat shows up, go sit with Pat, tell Pat what you're here for, and he'll help you out. I said, okay. Pat showed up, I walked up, I said, hi, I'm Richie White, I'm going to be the guest referee. And he said, you're what? I'm going to be the guest referee for the over-the-top battle royal. Next words out of his mouth were, wait a minute, Cody! I'm kidding. Pat was a consummate mentor. That night he worked with me. He took me out into the arena and walked me around the ring and told me, you know, watch the guys in the ring. You don't want them coming down over the top, on top of you. So I go, okay, got it. Watch what's going on in the ring. He goes, and then watch as they go over, make sure that the fans don't get involved. Okay, watch the fans. So watch them, watch the fans. All right. He said, and please keep moving. Keep moving. He goes, yeah, the fans didn't pay to see your big butt. And I went, okay. And one night we were in Fairmont, West Virginia, and Doug Rafferty was one of the other referees. Now the one thing about Pat and Doug is they're both bald. And they had an idea. Since I was the third referee and they didn't want me to look out of place, they were going to shave my head. And they brought that up. I said, yeah, you guys may be bald, but I'll make us look good. What made Pat the consummate mentor was that he never gave unsolicited advice. He would not push himself on you If you asked for advice, he'd give it, and that's the way he would do it. And I would always come up to him before a show and say, hey, I'm refereeing this match, and what do I look for, what do I do? And Pat was always willing to do that for me. All right? He's also very willing to correct me when I did something wrong. Go out during the intermission one time, and I'm talking with all the wrestlers, and he said, why did you do that? And I said, well, I was just out there having fun. He goes, but you're out there talking with all the good guys. Don't you know that you are supposed to be impartial? How does that look to the fans if you're out there chumming it with some of these wrestlers? I didn't think of that. But that's what Pat was. And the thing is, he wouldn't do that in front of anybody. Anytime he had to correct me about something, he would take me aside. And that's what makes him the consummate mentor. But he's more than my mentor. He's my friend.
I'm very excited that Pat Lawson was inducted tonight. He has been involved in so many of my matches and has held my hand up a time or two. He's always a lot of fun because he really tries to get involved in the matches. I don't know if that's just the women's matches or all of them, but he has been in the wrestling business for so long, and he has always been there for me, had my back, but still always has been honest, calls everything right down the middle. So he's somebody that really deserves to be there.
You know, it's been a wonderful night here at the Hall of Fame. I really enjoyed the speeches and everything. Pat Lawson, they say, he's a good referee, okay? I will give him his credit, but I will not say that he's necessarily impartial, because clearly his refereeing, or whatever term you want to use for it, in my match against Mary Elizabeth was a little bit partial. He's from West Virginia. She's from West Virginia. I mean, it's plain as day. But in every other competition that I've had here at Covey Pro where he has been the official, I will say that he has been fair and made the right decision and declared me as the winner.
Over the years, taking a lot of trips and things, I heard this early on, and I was glad I did. When the driver is awake, everybody in the car is awake when we're going to a wrestling show. And when we work, and whether we have an hour, or we got a 6-hour drive, an 8-hour drive, if the driver's awake, we are all awake. I never forgot that. And there's been a few trips over the years that I've had to remind a few people of that, including my own family. And I say that lovingly because they've been on a lot of trips with me. I want to take a moment and tell you just a couple little things about me that maybe you don't know. Did you ever know that I was in the main event tag team cage match a number of years ago, and not as a referee? That was truly one of the highlights for me. I got to be in the main event at a huge fair show, Fredericksburg, Virginia. I'll never forget it. And I'd refereed numerous cage matches over the years, but I never wrestled in one. And nothing like I could have ever imagined. Never done it since. I'd like to, but I just haven't. I had the opportunity to ring announce for WCW. Who would have thought? On a special night, on a special Saturday actually in May several years ago, I refereed 15 matches in a row in front of an approximate crowd of 30,000 people at the Diamond in Richmond, Virginia, as part of a big city sponsored day at the ballpark. It was 90 degrees in the sun, and at the end of the event, I got in my car and I drove to Stanton, Virginia, and refereed another 5 matches that night for the same promoters, part of a double shot. Then I got in the car and I drove all the way back to Leesburg. And even with all the sunscreen I kept putting on through the day, I received a real good sunburn. Gee, you wonder why, huh? I lost 11 pounds that day. You know, geez, I wish I could do that again. And that's the lose of the 11 pounds, not referee 20 matches. I would love to have a run. And Cody Covey, if you're somewhere within earshot, I hope you hear this. I would love to have a run at the Covey Pro Tag Team titles.
Hey, wait a minute.
And my partner of choice, if I could choose one, would be Cody Covey. I've never held a title in wrestling, and I hope to be able to do that at least once in my life, if at all possible. And if I could not convince Cody to go after them with me, I do have a few others in the Covey Pro locker room that I would like to tag up with and make this run. Of course, that is not necessarily all up to me. If you, the fans, want to see this happen, I guess there's only one way to do it. And that is to flood Cody Covey and Greg Miller with phone calls and emails asking for my opportunity. If the fans want it, I bet you could make it happen. Nothing would make me happier than to get a call from Covey Promotions asking me to start getting myself together for a big run at the titles. I can hear the theme from Rocky playing in my head already. And who knows, maybe I'd even be able to have Richie White be the one holding my hand up as a winner someday. That would be so cool. It is my hope to continue in this business until I am at least 65 years old. After that point, I'll take it 1 year at a time. Believe it or not, I am 56 now. So I've only got 9 more years to go. I want to thank Debbie, again, my dear wife, my wonderful daughter, Crystal, my grandbaby, Riley, for all the years that you rode with me, for all the code of the roads, the poking in the ribs to stay awake, eating at sheets at 2 in the morning, driving home in snow and sleet, for putting up missing birthdays sometimes, messing up anniversaries. You can't live this experience without having a supportive family. You just can't. I want to thank the Covey Pro family and all my friends and co-workers in this great entertainment industry. I'm humbled beyond compare with this award. I will cherish this in the night for the rest of my life. May God bless each one of you. I love you guys. And like I said several months ago when this announcement was made, I'd like to thank each one of you personally. I may not be able to do that. So as I stand here now, I thank you. I appreciate you. I respect you all. Thank you again. Good night and God bless. Everybody smile. I want a picture here.
It's time for another commercial break, but when we come back, 2 Hall of Famers will be seeing each other in the ring.
Louis G. Rich here. As a former Covey Pro Tag Team Champion, there's nothing I won't do to get my tag title back, which sometimes means things that are outside of the law. But I never worry because I know I can always call Eric S. Black, attorney at law. That's Eric S. Black, attorney at law. 304-258-2931. So remember, when you see the blue, call the black.
Tonight, I will be taking all of you back to Hot and Bothered when 2012's Hall of Fame inductee Big Ace Montana was facing 2013's Hall of Fame inductee, the franchise Shane Douglas. Let's see the match.
We got some franchise, we got some age. Oh my goodness, I'm excited to be sitting next to you though, honey. All right. I tell you, you watch the match, I want you. That'll work out real well. And look at that lucky little boy right there. That's my buddy, my pal, my bright shoe wearing friend that's got the belt in hand. Who loves who? Oh, we might have a match. Let's get a match going here, ref. Let's get them locked up. Let's hear it if you guys want to see them wrestle instead of talking. Come on, let's make some noise. That's good. That's what they want. That's what they paid their hard-earned corners for the money.
Now where is Ace Montana going on?
He's going up. He's shaking the guy's head. He's shaking the man's head. Come on. All these people work hard, tilling their garden, and what do they do down here? What do you guys do down here? Farm? What do you guys do? Farm down here?
How many people want to see you get this match started?
Let's get this match rolling. Come on. Put the line out the field. Let's go. Let's get this up over.
I think the champ might be trying to buy himself some time.
I think he is. He's coming up with a game plan. He's coming up with a game plan. He's coming up. He's taking his gun. This nice hair down here. All right. He's landing his feet. He's pointing his finger. He's almost set. He's getting in the ring. Yes, he is. Do we have this guy? He's taking off his vest. We're getting ready to lock up, see the most exciting match out.
Now it's
yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, that's good. I like that whistle. Got me excited. That's baby making music on your
Hey, pro wrestling legend, the franchise Shane Douglas saying, when I'm in beautiful Berkeley Springs, there's only one place I like to stay. It's the Best Western Berkeley Springs Inn. Why? Newly renovated. Great friendly staff, delicious free breakfast, and oh yeah, no chair shots in the morning, because after 30 years of getting broken bones and concussions, I like to stay in a nice clean room. And in historic Berkeley Springs, there's only one place to do it. Best Western Berkeley Springs Inn.
Especially around here, all the farm animals are scared. Oh, come on, let's get this match rolling, please, for the love of God. We need to get this match rolling. Can't stress this enough. The match needs to start rolling.
Oh my God, I think Ace is gonna do it.
Let's go up here, thank God. Montana. He's searching to find the ball in the ribs. The franchise guys know it looks like they're in the beat down the back. And I believe they're cheering for the franchise.
The franchise is definitely taking his to school.
Yes, he is taking his learning. See, down here when you say take the school, they think of learning. Yeah, definitely learning. And go ahead and keep up the roll.
He does have 2.5.
And he has more down. And we're going to run it out.
Right into the turnbuckle.
And he's giving the beat down over there. And a wrinkly eyes. Yeah, yes, he's definitely wrinkly eyes. Very good. He can't see, folks. That's not fair. Maybe you guys can make a little noise, help him see a little bit better. It's all your fault he fell out of the ring because he can't see. He didn't make no noise. That's right. Big Ace is getting Mr. Fury's coming on. He's rolling over. What do you got there, buddy? Thank you so much. I appreciate this. Where'd you get these from? The Seckies. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, buddy.
Ace Montana says something wrong with his eye.
You can't see it. Oh, good strategy, though. You gotta go his credit. He's stepping his game. He's stepping his game. Let's throw him back in the ring. Yeah, Shane getting moved on the back. Get in and move on the back. That was a good strategy on the part of Ace, but it didn't work out as well as he thought it did. He got out there. And Shane Douglas got the upper hand on him right now. What do you think, guys? This is pretty good match so far, isn't it? And you guys are loving this stuff, aren't you? Let me hear how much you love this. All right, I only got 2 people saying, yeah. Popcorn and soda pop. Down here we call that baby making music. Whenever you listen.
Franchise measuring every single pop.
Hot dog dog. You guys might need to help Big Ace get back up, make some noise. He looks awful. He's down and out. He needs help. The only way Ace is going to be able to come back is if you guys make some help. Give me some love. Show the man some love. He says, hold down. Lay me down. Give me your best shot, son. Bam! And he's got him marching. He's marching. It's like the Saints come marching down the pom-pom. Oh, no, I hear that. Hear the big man tune up. Big elbow. They call that the big Montana elbow. He's got Shane Douglas beat down pretty bad. Oh, yes. That reverts back to a good man. What's he got to do? And he picks him up and slams the big man down. Big Ace Montana some love. Oh, he's oh my goodness. Oh, it's terrible. Big Ace has got the cross knuckle. Bring the music back up.
He's gonna change! He's gonna change!
There seems to be some response here.
You're in cahoots with me!
These guys are blind.
World champion material, Jack! Everybody say goodbye to the old man!
Let's hear some good old rock and roll. Let's hear the music for Big Ace Montana. Let's go. Let's hear the music for Big Ace Montana.
The franchise Shane Douglas has done it all in this business. He has wrestled some of the biggest names ever in professional wrestling history, and after the commercial break, we'll be inducting him into the Covey Pro Hall of Fame.
Good evening, everybody. This is Big John Green with Covey Pro Wrestling coming to you from his house in Iamsville. Hey, wanted to just take this special moment to congratulate WJAL Channel 68 and Covey Pro Wrestling for having their 100th show aired on Saturday nights at 11 o'clock. Congratulations. Congratulations coming to you from the Covey Pro television champion. Big John Green and the Green Scene won this at All or Nothing 7. Everybody, thanks a lot. It's quitting time. Do the right thing.
Joining Dave Duncan and Pat Lawson tonight as the third inductee into the Covey Pro Hall of Fame class of 2013 is none other than the franchise Shane Douglas. Let's see.
Without further ado, the one, the franchise Shane Douglas. He is a punk. The only reason why he even got a push was because of me. No, I'm joking. The franchise is amazing. I mean, the guy, to be able to be where he was at and to come back down to the independents and be able to come to stuff like this and induct and to accept award and be able to be so humble about it and tell us, you know, his experience and everything he wants to do with the business, it just, and you know, how he, you know, he's a great guy, and it's good to see that guys can go to the top and still come down to the independent levels where a lot of the guys are training and want to be, just like he was talking about tonight, about, you know, being that young kid, to be able to, you know, be a superstar and, like I said, still love to do what he does. I mean, he loves this business. That's it. That's why he, you know, that's why we're awarding him tonight. That's why I inducted him. You know, that's why half the guys here, half the wrestlers here, you know, grew up watching him at ECW. He was the man, you know. It was groundbreaking and awesome, and I couldn't say no more about it than he's the best.
I was sitting in the crowd for the ceremony tonight, and the speech he made, it really touched me and a lot of other guys in the whole room here. I mean, he's one of the guys I followed when I was growing up to get in the wrestling business. I mean, his promos are top-notch. He's always in great shape. He always got that certain personality that came through the TV at you. And, you know, he made me want to get into wrestling. He's one of my favorites. And I thought it was really cool that he finally got some recognition for all the years he's been in wrestling.
Shane Douglas being inducted into the Covey Pro Hall of Fame is epic, okay? I idolize this man. It makes you proud to be a bad guy because I love him, but I hate you all.
For a kid that in 1982 tried to break into a sport called professional wrestling that at that time was dominated by guys named Bruno Sammartino, Dominic DeNucci, Larry Zbyszko, and a list a mile long. It was something, I'm sure you heard Mick Foley's comments a few weeks ago, that two kids like Mick Foley and Troy Martin in Freedom, Pennsylvania, in an old, abandoned, condemned school, could ever have imagined that this many years later that anybody would have ever heard of us, let alone give a damn about what we had done in the wrestling business. So for that, I just want to say thank you out of my heart for making my dreams as a young punk, without the brains to know what I was doing right or wrong, for having allowed my dreams to come true and entertaining fans over the years. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. You know, this business has changed so much over the years, and in a lot of ways for the worse. But to see companies like Covey Pro Wrestling that still go out and try to put on for you, the fans, and for those of us that love the business, I don't want to give us this you and they or we and you type of attitude. All of us love this business, and that's why we're in it. That's why we come to watch it. That's why those of us that have gotten into it travel the voracious travel schedules that we do, missing our families and our friends, because we are totally addicted to the love of what we do with this business. You know, for those of us that have been in the ring, and Ace and I were just talking about this backstage a second ago, you know, for those of us that have had the privilege of being in the ring and working in front of the fan base, to see that feedback from the fans is literally the most powerful drug in the world. To be able to take fans away. You know, a few years ago, I was going through a really bad time with in my personal life, and you know, just sort of almost giving up. Just, oh, the hell, it doesn't matter. Just move on with my life and go to whatever it is comes next, and what the hell. And somebody said to me, you know, you're taking away from yourself. You're detracting. And I said, what do you mean? Because you know, all of us, included in this room, and everybody else, seem to think everybody else is important but themselves, or puts everybody else on a platform and sort of puts themselves down in the hole someplace. And they said, you've spent over 30 years of your life doing something that is truly a blessing to do for other people, that you've been able to take people, go out to the ring and make a living and spend a career doing something that you love, but more importantly than that, entertaining fans. And when I say entertaining fans, what that means to me is when I go to watch a movie, no matter how bad the day's going or what's going on in my life, when I get myself into the movie that I'm watching, for an hour and a half, 2 hours, I forget about what's going on in life. No matter how bad our jobs are, we've all had those days at work we want to tell our bosses to, you know, what they can do with it. But entertainment, whether it's wrestling or a movie or going to a concert, listening to music, going to a school play, whatever it is that we choose to partake in as our form of entertainment. And wrestling is one of the, from where I stand, the best vehicles for that, is allowing people to forget about those bad things that are going on in life for a few minutes. In this business case, 10, 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes at a time, and allowing you to just sit back and enjoy and be a kid again, and forget about all those bad things that go on in life. So for that, again, for me, as a snot-nosed kid from New Brighton, Pennsylvania, I want to thank you guys for allowing me the opportunity to have that career, because although my plan at one point in my life was to leave college and go to Washington and become one of these people we all talk about today on television, the bureaucrats, the people that have screwed this country up. From where I sit today in 2013, I'd much rather be a former professional wrestler being inducted to a Hall of Fame, as opposed to somebody saying you're the reason for sequestration, or you're the reason that you screwed this country up. So, all things considered, I have no qualms about my past. I have no misgivings or feel that I've missed out on anything. To me, I've had a blessed life and a blessed career that I can't thank the fans enough, my family enough, my friends enough, and whatever almighty being may be up there enough for allowing me to be able to do this and spend 32 years of my life doing, because it has truly been an incredible run. Anybody in the audience tonight will tell you that the ring, that what we do is incredibly physically demanding. And then when you couple that on top of some other facts like no off season, the Steelers play 16 games, 4 preseason games, and they get, 8 months off to go home and be millionaires and enjoy it. Our business has no off cycle. So for the wrestlers that you see, whether it's in WWE, TNA, Covey Pro, or any other company, they are literally breaking their bodies out there to entertain the fans. And we appreciate the respect that we get back from the fans, and that's why you see such a love affair and an affinity from the wrestlers to the fan base when that veil is dropped between the character of, say, the franchise Shane Douglas. When Troy Martin gets an opportunity to go out and talk to fans and shake hands with fans and talk to fans, that's why you see that respect from guys like me that have been in the business for so long, because of what you afforded us. The opportunity to not have to punch a time clock 9 to 5 for 32 years. I grew up watching my mother and father work in blue-collar jobs. My dad was a railroader. My mother worked in a medicinal tube factory that made tubes for ointments and things for pharmaceutical companies. And I remember Mom coming home with her fingers bleeding on almost a nightly basis. And when I got old enough and I asked her what she did, and she told me that she sat for 10 hours a night and would pull a tube off a spindle that went by about this fast, had to pull it off and put a cap on it and put it back on there. Now, I couldn't imagine doing that for 10 minutes, let alone for 10 hours a day for 32 years. And for those of you that have followed my career and seen me talking about my mother and my father and the love that I have for what they provided me, that's the reason. because I saw what they did and what skin they put into the game for me, literally. To be able to go out and be something that I wanted to be. I was the first kid in my family to go to college, and I felt that I had something to prove to my family and to show them that I was thankful for what they were doing for me, but also not taking it lightheartedly or unimportantly, that I respected what they were doing. And the wrestlers are the same way. The same way that I had an affinity for my mother and father for what they do. Wrestlers, those of us that truly love this business, and I think it's just about anybody I've ever met in the dressing room, or they wouldn't be there, have an affinity with the fan base, because you're allowing us the opportunity to do something that very few people that ever walked the earth have the opportunity to do. Entertain fans, to go out and be a goofball called the franchise, and play out some fantasy world that most of us have to give up when we're 6, 7, or 8 years old and grow up and get into the real world. Well, professional wrestlers get to play cowboys and Indians for the rest of our lives and the rest of our careers. Those people that have literally laid their lives on the line for this industry, for them, I again thank you guys, the fans, for what you put into this business, for your money that you put into this business, for your time, for your interest, but most of all for the love that you put into the business, because without you, the fan base, and this is something a lot of people in the wrestling business forget, I can be the greatest wrestler in the world. I think it's quite arguable that Mick Foley and I have proven over the last 32 years that we're pretty too darn good talents. Without fans sitting out there and watching it, or giving a damn, doesn't matter to us. We're just two goofballs in the ring, rolling around and being idiots. So the fans are really truly the ones that make the industry. And I think that's one of the things that ECW and a company like Covey Pro understood. We always, in ECW, called it the sixth man on the bench. We knew that every 3 weeks we could guarantee, be certain, that our fans would show up, pay their money to get in there and help keep the company afloat until the next time we had another ECW show. So when you go to a Covey Pro show, or you're not quite sure if you're going to go or not, understand what it is you're supporting, and understand what it is you're going to get back out of it. The opportunity to drop that reality for a couple hours and enjoy being a kid again, enjoy being an idiot like me, enjoy what the wrestlers are putting out there for you. Because today there are some amazing young talents in our business that deserve the same opportunities that Mick Foley and I had, and everybody before us and since us. But more importantly, you, the fans, deserve to be entertained and to put aside that reality for those few minutes. There are kids in the dressing rooms today that are better than Mick Foley and Shane Douglas were 32 years ago. But they're going to need the support from the fan base in order to keep the business moving forward, and in a way where hopefully 32 years from now, one of them could be standing here and have the opportunity to say thank you to the fans that made them and their life and their career something far greater and more important and better than they could have ever imagined in their life. So, from Troy Martin's bottom of his heart, thank you so much for the years and the memories, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations to the Covey Pro Hall of Fame class of 2013. Well, Nation, and that's it for me this week. Thank you so much for joining us on this, the 100th episode of Covey Pro TV right here on WJL Family Channel 68. Please remember to log on and visit us on the web at coveypro.com. Until next week, I'm Juan Antonio Acevedo. Have a good night.